everybody, my name is Lily, and today I want to answer the question, is the Balloon Museum worth your money? The rules are simple. I'll be rating the Balloon Museum on 5 different qualities, each rated 1 through 5. The categories for today are quality, engagement, art installment, introspection, and price time value. With all that out of the way, I will see you guys after the Balloon Museum. Okay, I am back, and I have to say this was a good one. If you guys do not know, the Balloon Museum is currently a series of art installments across the US. The one I went to today was the one in Chicago, otherwise known as Emotion Air. This one focused on the power of balloons and, of course, the power of motion. It was a gigantic art installment. There's a whole bunch of things to go through today, and I'm very excited to share this with you. This was actually my second time going. I went once with my family and this time with my fiance, and we just had an absolute blast. This place is great. Is a little bit overpriced in my opinion. We'll get to that later, but overall, I can tell you right now, this is going to be a good one. Starting off with quality, which got a 4. This place is pretty well made. It is within what looks like a gigantic studio lot. It's a massive building. Some areas have a bit of an illusion break to it. There's just a lot of drapes going on, so that way the illusion does not get broken, but sadly, it does sometimes, and that's why it does have a 4, as well as some of the rooms just did not feel as good as others. Obviously, amazing props to all these artists. They came up with some fantastic pieces, but not all of them hit. And that's okay. Not everything can be perfect, but overall, though, it all was pretty good. Next up is engagement, which got a 5. I can promise you every part of this building will engage you in some way. It'll engage your senses, it'll engage your brain. There is so much to see, so much to touch, so much to do. It is so much fun, and of course, even though I don't have it on here, I probably should say this place is fantastic for pictures. If that is your thing, there are so many good picture spots, just so many good backdrops. Everything is so colorful and fun and easily recognizable, and I got some great photos for myself and for Instagram, and I really can't wait to share those because everything there just looks so much fun. Next up, let's talk about the art installments, which got a 4 on my end. And for this one, we're going to go ahead and start going through every single art installment currently at the Balloon Museum in Chicago. Starting off with the first one you'll see, which is titled Ines, which represents entrancement. This is a really cool room. It's the first room you're going to be seeing when you walk in. The entire idea behind this room is that there are the 22 very large balloon-like creatures that are constantly changing hues and colors and coming up with this really pretty tone. It's really pretty music. Each little creature has a different, I believe it's pronounced timbre, but either way, each one has its own unique sound. It all comes together. It's really pretty sound. It is so much fun to just go in the middle and immerse yourself in the beautiful music. I ended up giving this one a 4, just because a couple of these rooms, the big issue is at the minute you look past the actual place, they don't really do the walls very well. It's in the middle, and you don't want to look outside the middle. Is what a lot of these rooms boil down to. Not every single one, but this one does, and for that reason, I did have to give it a 4. Next up is Aerotron, which represents Pride and Serenity. This one I also gave a 4. This is a really fun room that is basically these gigantic blow-up dolls, kind of like the ones you'll see in car dealerships. They're constantly growing and shrinking, and there's fun little beds you can lay on that are also constantly rising and shrinking, and honestly, I could just take a nap in there. That room is so comfy. You would not believe it. It is so nice. And of course, it's a ton of fun, and you get it. And this one I actually like. I think it is a lot of surprise, as well as Serenity. Those beds are comfy, but the room is also constantly changing around you. Excellent room. Next up is Ada or Ada, and this one represents Resonance. This one I gave a 5. This one I love because it is a room that is constantly changing and is being interacted with by us, the people going to go see it. This is a ginormous balloon with charcoal spikes, a whole bunch of them, and the room is filled with white sheets of canvas or paper. It's one of the two. I'm pretty sure it's canvas. And because of how messy charcoal is, it is constantly coloring the room. And when I went, I've both went near opening day and a little bit after. The balloon has lost some of its helium, so it's no longer just stuck to the ceiling, so you can bounce it around. But please be aware and please follow the directions. Do not touch the actual charcoal. Charcoal is incredibly messy. Just touching the balloon itself is going to leave a lot of mess on your hands, and you do not want to break the charcoal. It is incredibly fragile, and we want to preserve this piece for as long as possible. Please be careful, but otherwise, this room is fantastic. Next up is Cube Abyss, which represents fear. I personally really like this room. This is meant to be kind of the fear of the ocean and the unknowns within it. It is this gigantic cube play space, kind of, with a whole bunch of areas to crawl under, jump through, walk through, hide in. I had a lot of fun playing hide and seek, which I know, kid game, but tons of fun. And this room ended up getting a 4 because, like the first couple rooms, you look beyond the middle and the entire illusion kind of breaks. But overall, though, fantastic room. After that, you'll go into the Argonaut, which represents joy and rebellion. And this one, I gave a 3. This one was pretty average. This one, there wasn't a lot of interaction. This one was simply just kind of a look at me kind of thing, which is fine. It's cool. You know, that's of course perfectly fine. You don't need everything to be interacted with by other people, but it was kind of a more boring one. This one, I really did like the meaning behind, though. This is a person you're essentially walking through. There's a whole bunch of different drawings, and this is because the artist has been inspired from all of the disabled communities they have interacted with. I really love that, the idea of bringing disabled communities together in this really fun piece about joy, because there is so much joy to be found in these communities, and I'm really glad to see it being represented in this museum. After that, you'll go into Synchronized Chaos, which represents trust. This one I also gave a 3. This one, though, I feel like maybe I should give a little bit lower, but I felt mean giving any of these rooms less than a 3 because they are all, at the end of the day, cool, just some are not as cool as others. This one is just glowing faces in a mirror at the end. It really is nothing special. I really don't even really get why it's called trust. I think it's because you're supposed to think about yourself when you're looking at these faces. It's a cool room for photo ops, but the actual art piece itself I didn't fully get, and for that reason it has a 3. After that, you're going to come across Hyperfeeling, which represents sentience, and this is actually the only room that got less than a 3, and this one I gave a 1, which is sad. And I had to give one reason only, which is that I am 90% certain they used AI in this piece. This is a gigantic ball pit area, and throughout the day there are different shows that will come on where this giant ball will come through and a whole bunch of really fun images will come up, and it's this really nice video show. And that's where my problem lies, is the video show. Because the big thing about this place, it's meant to be the culmination of all of human emotion, and they used AI. And if you don't believe me, look up videos of this room. You can see the way the art is formulated looks almost exactly like old gen AI before it started to get good at its job. It changes in weird ways, the anatomy never makes sense, and I'm going to say this now, I do not like AI art. I think it is unethical. I think there is not enough limitations, and I do not appreciate a room in a place about the beauty of human art that uses a robot that steals from actual artists. And that is why this gets a 1. And I will never like this room. I can't. Because there are too many ethical concerns, and unless those ethical concerns are quelled in some way, this will never be higher than a 1 for me. After that, we have A Quiet Storm, which represents contemplation, and this one did get a 4. This is a really fun one, I do have to say. I did kind of get this one. It is a super dark room with bubbles everywhere, and within some of the bubbles is this really thick fog, so when you pop the bubble, a bunch of fog comes out, and it is one of just the coolest things ever. I could have just spent forever in that room just popping bubbles just to see the fog come out. And this one's meant to be, while you're walking through it, watching the fog happen around, you're supposed to think. And after that last room, I definitely thought it did its job well. Super cool room, got a 4. After that, we have Cannonballs, which represents anger, and this one for me got a 2. This is the only other room that got less than a 3 for me. Simply because I didn't get it. It was just kind of these, I think, 5 black balloons, and then there's projection faces on them. And I kind of get the idea, because cannonballs are used in war, and it's kind of angry, but I just didn't like it. It just was not for me. After this, we have Playground Love, which is meant to represent amazement and wonder, and this was another fantastic room. I gave this one a 4. This one had a whole bunch of little bouncy balls you can play, and little is little's the wrong word. There's a very big ball. Some of them were almost as big as me, and it was super fun to bounce them around and play with them. And in general, this one just felt like I was in a children's book. It was so colorful. It felt like beautiful meldings of clay. It was fantastic. After that, you'll see the Black Hole Horizon, which represents expectation. This one got a 3 from me. It was pretty average. It was these, essentially, as the sound comes out, bubbles come out. And I thought that was pretty cool. I thought it actually did hit expectation really well. Hello, Penelope. This is my cat, everybody. She wants to be in the video now. So I definitely saw the expectation bit, but once again, just a little bit boring for me, a little bit too little, I guess. Didn't really get me thinking too much, but it's still good. All of these rooms, except for the one that I gave a 1 to, I'd say are pretty good. After that, you'll come across Swing, which represents trust, and that I also gave a 3. Simply because it was just these balls attached to ropes that you can kind of swing around. I did not get this one, and for that reason I got a 3. I don't really get how it represents trust. I'm sure there's a good reason, but I just did not understand it, and for that reason I had to give it a 3. After this, we have the Invisible Ballet, which represents enthusiasm, and this one I gave a 100, because this is the best room in the entire place, and you cannot convince me otherwise. I absolutely love this room. This room made me feel like how I felt when I was in choir, which is a really weird thing to say, because what this room actually is this fun show where the balloons rise and rise with a whole bunch of wind, and it's this gigantic room, and it's really fun to be in and watch. But the whole experience is magical to me. And I totally get the enthusiasm, because watching it slowly, the balloons rise higher and higher with the crescendo of the music, is exactly how I felt doing choir for most of my school life. That beautiful feeling when everything comes together just perfectly is exactly what this room represents for me, and that is why it is getting a 100, and I will not change my mind. After this is Skyscape 1, which represents astonishment. This one is a 3. This is a nice room to relax in. This is another one where I don't exactly get the meaning. I don't get how this represents astonishment. This is just this really comfy room with these little fake windows with animations, I think. Their animations are still images of hot air balloons. It is a super pretty room. It is fun to relax in, seeing as you've been through so much already. But I didn't really get it, and that's why I got a 3. After that, which another room I actually like, is Somehow I Don't Feel Comfortable, which represents frustration. This one I deeply connected with as a woman. This piece was made by a Japanese artist trying to fight against the kawaii culture that is often put on women. And that is why there's these gigantic pink bunnies that feel like they just do not fit in the room. And it represents all of that bubbling frustration over these standards. And I felt that. It was simple, but it was effective. And this is what I mean by this can be fantastic art. You get it right away. And for that reason, it got a 4. After this, we have the Ginjos. I don't know how to pronounce this. It's Ginjos. Ginjos. One of the two. This one represents joy and ecstasy. It is this really fun area with these little pop-up balloons with really cute creatures that you can just kind of bounce around and beat them up. They're really strong, so don't be afraid to go all out. My fiance was like full on football trying to tackle them, and they were not going down. So that room was a ton of fun. And I definitely get the joy and ecstasy, because those are some tough bastards, and they are so much fun to just kind of punch around. And trust me, they can handle it. Those things are strong. Those things are kind of meant to be the toys where you can knock them down, they'll immediately come back up. It's kind of like that. After that, we have Kaleidoscope, which represents layered emotions, and this one got a 3 for me. This one is 3 giant playmats with a whole bunch of dies in them that you can move around and make new colors with. It's tons of fun, as well as on the screens, there's all around you are these gigantic screens which will show off what you're doing, and I thought that was an excellent touch to this really nice room, but it was just a little bit too little for me. I did get it though, and I think this one deserves a 3. And finally, we have 10 Augusto, which represents wonder, and this one got a 5. This is such a fantastic ending room. In this room, there are a whole bunch of swings and then a beautiful light show in the middle, as well as a little middle area where you can lay down and just look at the light show. And I can say over my 2 trips to this place so far, I have spent a good chunk of time in that room. I think I've watched that light show 6 times now by now. That is how much I like this room. It is so fun to just swing there and watch it, this beautiful music. And honestly, I could spend all day there, and I think it is the second best room next to the ballet room. It is beautiful, and this room is so worth it, and a fantastic ending room. But overall, I think the design of this place was excellent. The way it was organized, the way they took you through it, it always kept good things coming. That is all of the exhibits. I know that was a lot. I encourage you to please go to this place, as the pictures and the videos I take do absolutely no justice. And even though I already went once, I went again, and frankly, I wish I could go again. This place is a little bit overexpensive though. But overall, this is a fantastic place, and you should go to it before it closes in, I believe, April. This is a limited time event. The next category on my list is introspection, which I got a 5 because every part of this room made me think and it made me feel. And I loved that, and that is what art should do. No notes on that one, Balloon Museum. Thank you for giving me such an incredible experience. Finally, we have the price time value. So for the prices, currently, if you were to buy the tickets right now, they will be kind of expensive. You can currently expect to pay around $30 to $50 per adult, with children being a little bit less, but not by much. Because the big thing was that you had to get basically early bird tickets if you wanted the good deals, which I did get my first time around, but not my second time. And while that does mean you will probably still pay about $15 to $25 a person per hour, seeing as you're probably going to spend around 2 hours in this exhibit, maybe a little bit less, that is still a lot. It is a lot though, and if that is not within your price range, I would say probably skip this one. This place is expensive. It is expensive, but thankfully I think it is the worth it kind of expensive, and for that reason I did give it a price time value of a 4, because there is so much to see, and I think it is, at least in my opinion, at least mostly 90% worth the price. Finally, let's go ahead and get into our totals. The Balloon Museum of Chicago got an average score of a 4.4 and a total score of 22, making this a fantastic place to go. Whether you are young, whether you are old, whether you are solo, whether you are with your family, this place is fantastic for all ages. You will have a fun time as an adult reading all the signs and thinking, and your kids will have a fantastic time running around and playing and everything. Everything here is fantastic, and you will love it. So do I believe Emotion Air Balloon Museum of Chicago is worth the money and worth your time? Absolutely. I wish I can go again. I don't think I will. I have other places I have to go to. But please check this place out. This place will only be open until early April, and then I believe it is gone for good. So go while you can. This place is fantastic. Do not forget to buy tickets online. You will not regret yourself. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know I enjoyed making it. And if you did, please go ahead and like, subscribe, and I will see you guys all next time. Bye!